Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. We got some packages here, so we're going to get these opened up and see what we got. Get right into it. We'll be doing swatching today and all sorts of good stuff. And this came from, I've never ordered before through them, the Artemiranda, and it came really fast for being an international order for me. And we have so many people have been saying that the Rosa Gallery is really lovely paints. So what I did is I made my own palette and went ahead and ordered some individual colors, and they were really reasonably priced for I got a couple of microns that were on special too, that were to get this many colors, and they were only like $2 a piece for a full pan. So we are going to swatch those out in a minute and see what they look like and see if I made a good palette or not. And then of course classic microns, but these were cool with the gold. Let's zoom back in. And I don't know if you could see, we'll go over each color in those. It looks like a lot now that I see it, but that's because they're full pans. And then let's go ahead and open up this box. This is from Blick. And hopefully Blick did a good packaging on it. And you get the full effect. And we have this box is unusual. I got a couple replacements of Tombows, and there's only one in there. This was the colorless blender. For some reason it was missing, and we will swatch all these out. We've got a couple replacements. For some reason the pale colors tend to go dry quite quickly on me with the Tombows, so these were replacement ones. We've got 243, 491, 20, 90, 98, and 800. And then we've got a whole bunch of good stuff in here. We've got some replacement erasers for my little block wing. And we've got, I've never tried the Liquitex ones, so I got a handful of these. And cadmium yellow Jeep. We've got cadmium red light, yellow oxide, parchment, cerulean blue, and I've never tried the Edding either, so I got a few of these, and I don't, moss green, and elegant midnight. And then we have, this is the Pebeo, and I did try about, got a little sticker stuck to me. I did try 4 of these, and they work really, really nice, and they are actually extremely affordable paint markers. This is Vivid Violet. And we have another Liquitex, Natural Gray 5. We've got Mellow Mint, Liquitex, and we have Phthalo Blue, green shade, and another Pebeo or Pebeo. I don't know exactly how I'm saying that. Pebeo, Burnt Sienna. This one, I don't know why it's in its own little bag, but let's go ahead and get that one out. We have Raw Sienna. I didn't really have a lot of paint markers in any type of neutral. This is Raw Umber by Liquitex. I didn't have a lot of neutral colors. I have some Poscas and stuff, but they tend to be on the brighter color. Vermilion. And Hookers. Beige. Burnt Sienna. Uh-oh. The doggy's going crazy. Ochre. Unbleached Titanium. All of them have Nepal White. All of them have, wow, he's all upset. Prussian Blue. And Quinacridone Crimson. And we have Taupe. And the bag just goes on and on and on. And another Edding. And I'm looking for the Traffic Red. Raw Sienna. Cobalt Turquoise Hue. Medium Magenta. Natural Gray 7. Classy Mauve. This color looks really, really pretty. Bright Aqua Green. Green Gray. Light Violet. Red Ochre. Sorry if you can hear them bopping around in the back. Naples Yellow Hue. We've got the 2 pencils that I ordered, which are Faber-Castell 14 feet. These are really nice for very darks. We've got more erasers for my Blackwing. And we have the big pack, the 30 big. I love the regular Pitt pens. And so we got the 30, so we'll open these up and swatch them as well. So let's get started. Let me do a little prep on all the paint markers and everything so that they're all ready to go. And we'll swatch them up and take a look at all the colors as well as the new Rosa Gallery. Most of these are all new to me, so it'll be a surprise to see how they all are. Yay, this one came while I was doing the other ones. I'm so excited so that we can go ahead and take a look at what I got from Jackson's as well. Swatch these out. Jackson's always packages things extremely well. Got another one of these. These work really, really well. And I think that's it. Yeah. And in here, I really, really love this color, and since it is limited, I decided to get another one. I needed to fill up a little bit of what I had used. It's the YinTiCo Red. It's such a tiny little tube. Isn't it that dinky? And then I think we might have to cut. I have never tried these before. I got the copper in the Aqua Bronze, and wow, they really package things good. And I also got the pale gold. So we'll go ahead and try those out. And I have swatched this one before, but we'll go ahead and give it another little swatch. All right, let's go ahead and get a little bit of these out. We'll put a drop of that there. And I love this YinTiCo Red. I don't know, there's just something about the color. It's just so pretty. And it granulates so well. It's like Potter's pink on steroids. So pretty. All right, now these other two are supposed to be in powder form. I've never tried these. And let's go ahead and just put a little sprinkle of this one. That is the pale gold, and then a little sprinkle of this one. And that's the copper. And we'll go ahead and add a little water and see how these look on paper. They really do melt in with water. Ooh, those are quite vibrant. I think they have a little more of a dense feel than regular watercolor. And I hear that you can add any water-based mediums to these and even make it like an acrylic. We'll have to try that in the future. Wow, that is pretty. And I'll hold that up so you can see the sparkle. Let's go ahead and try the pale gold. Ooh, look at that on the plate. These are so pretty. I'm so glad this order came and I could kind of stick it in here and you could see this as well. I haven't done a haul in quite some time, so this was very exciting for me to try some new things. Wow, those are really pretty. Let me hold those up. Wow, look at how they shine. Very nice. Very pretty. All right, let's get on with the rest of the stuff. Well, I got all the Rosa Galleries unwrapped and in a pan. There is 26 of them total. I went ahead and tore this palette apart, put little magnets on the bottom so they all sit fairly flush, and I got them all in this little palette, jam-packed in there from, and then having to turn the one. I made a little chart, so let's go over the colors that I have gotten. This is my first time trying Rosa Gallery, and so we're going to see how these re-wet here. The first up is Coral. It was kind of really nice to be able to make my own palette and try out some of their more unusual colors. I don't know what I'm going to call this palette yet, and they seem to re-wet really easily. Coral. PR4, PR2, and PW6. This does have a little bit of opacity to it, but I thought the color was so pretty, I had to give it a whirl. I haven't done a haul in a while, and I feel like I just got so much stuff. It was like such a task getting all those wrappers off of all those markers, and we'll be testing all those. I'll pump them in advance, of course. And Madder Rose. PV19 and PV254. Ooh, that's really nice and bright. These are re-wetting really nicely. I'd say that they're pretty pigmented. I have some paints that are a little more heavy duty when it comes to the pigment. I'd say these are very beginner user friendly, and price wise they are very user friendly. I think these are my most affordable paints. Prior to these, I'd say my Roman Schmal or my Kiritaki were my most affordable paints. But I think these come in being just a bit over $2 a full pan, the best priced paints I have. PR 122 is Magenta Rose. And wow, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. These do tend to feel a little bit more opaque so far than some of my other paints. They do get a nice transparency going though when enough water's added. I'm using my normal Saunders Waterford hot pressed paper and my Escoda Perla number 8. And our next up is Magenta Gray. This one sounded really interesting to me, and you can see they're re-wetting just absolutely beautiful. PR 122, PG 17. Wow, look at that color. Oh, that is so different. This is definitely one of those colors that only this line. I know a few of the colors that I got are their newer colors, and I'll put everything in the description on where you can get the colors. Oh, I love that. That is really different. Very pretty. Royal Blue. PB29, PW6, PW4. Very pretty. I'd say it's a little more blue than like a lavender, but very pretty. This over just a bit. And we have Violet Black, PV19, PVK7, and PR108. This is another one of those kind of more unusual colors. Wow, look how dark that is. I don't think I expected it to be that dark. Let's get some water in there. Oh, that is an incredible color as well. Very pretty. And then next to it is their Black Grape, PBK7, PV19, and PV3. So we'll see how these two look next to each other. How similar or how different they are. Comes out very dark again. I don't know what I'm going to call this palette yet. You know me, I have to name all my palettes. This one is definitely more purpley. Wow, colors are very unique. And then we have Cobalt Blue, PB28. Very classic looking cobalt. Looking at how I put them together, I think this one should have probably been down here, but that's okay. And we have Indigo, PB15:1, PV19, and PBK7. Also, very dark indigo. Pretty though. And then I wanted to put it right next to Payne's Gray, PB15:1, PB19, and PBK7. So you could kind of see the differences there. Also comes very dark. This one does look cooler or more grayed out. Oops. Wow, I just am sliding all over the place today. Pretty. They definitely look different. Turquoise, PB15:3, PG7. Very vivid. Pretty color though, very pretty. Then we have Mint, PG7 and PW6. This color is kind of different. It reminds me of Copper Blue by, oh gosh, I went blank. Very pretty. Then we have just a color called Green, PG8. And this color I saw swatched out by somebody else, and it looked so intriguing. A little different. I mean, it's very green, but the PG8 sounded interesting. Very pretty color. I'm liking that a lot. Jade Green. This one looked a little different too. PB28, PBK7, and PY42. Kind of got like this grayish undertone to it. Very different, extremely different. I'd say this is definitely one of those too, kind of like the magenta gray, very different. We'll see how that dries up. And I wanted to put it right next to Black Green, which is PB15, PBK7, and PG7. Very dark. They had a lot of these more unusual kind of like black colors that I was intrigued about. That's why I thought it was so fun that I could kind of put together my own palette and try out some of these that are maybe a little different from what somebody else has. Everyone who knows me knows I have a lot of paint and a lot of beautiful paint. So I wanted to see what I could get that was different. These three, oh, really fantastic. Those are put on your list. Olive Green, PG17, PV1, PBK7. Looks like a really good olive green. Aurelian, PY150. This one looked really pretty. Oh yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful. Glad I chose that for my yellow. Oh, I really like that one. That's a winner too. Rosa Gallery is impressive, especially for its price. I mean, I think it came out to just a little over $60, including the shipping for this. And if you bought a pre-made palette like on Amazon, it'd be probably in your 50s range, and they'd give you free shipping. And you'd have 28 full pans instead of the 26 that I have. So really, for doing your own palette, the price difference wasn't extremely different. PY42 PW6 is our Naples Yellow Light. Usually when you make your own palette, you know, it's just so much more expensive. Raw Sienna, PBK7, PY42. This has a little more browny feeling to it. I really like it. Yeah, good one. Madder Brown, PR101, PR264. This one looks quite red. I'd consider this more of a red than a brown. Kind of like a muted red, but we'll see how it dries down. Yeah, it seems very, very like tomato red to me. It's feeling tomato red to me. Royal Brown, and this is one that I'm not familiar with the PBR 25. Oh, and I love me a warm brown. That is beautiful. Definitely something a little different. Very pretty. That's a winner too. Maroon brown, PBR 25 and PV 23. Ooh, very pretty too. A little more vibrant than the magenta gray that we had up above. Oop, almost swatched the wrong one. It's really beautiful. Caput Mortem, PR 101. This is pretty much what I would expect. It's a good one. Lays down very nice. And this one's a little different. Warm Gray, PR 254, PBK 7, MPW 6. Very neutral, middle gray, I would say. You can kind of see the warmth underneath it. I'd consider it more towards neutral than real warm. As I water it down, it does look a tiny bit warmer. Interesting. We'll have to play with that one. And we have Cobalt Gray, PR 108, PB 28, and PBK 7. Sorry, my house is never quiet. I try, but... And now, by comparison, this warm gray definitely looks way warmer than the cobalt gray. I really like that cobalt gray. That would do some great roads and streets and a little street scene. And then we have Carbon Black, PBK 7, PY 42. We'll see how that one looks when it's dry. Let's zoom on out so you get a full view. Well, that makes a cute little palette. Very on the dark side. I'm thinking it reminds me of kind of like a city night or something. So I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to call it. So we'll let that dry and I'll go ahead and grab the markers. We'll swatch that up while this is drying and we'll take a look at everything when we've got everything swatched. Let's take a peek at the Tombows. These are all, like I said, very light colors because they're the ones when I tested everything kind of went dry a little bit. This is 20. It's kind of a orangey color. Hopefully you can see that. Then we have 98. $90. Very light lemon yellow. $2.43. And I'm using like a Strathmore mixed media paper right now. 800. Very pale pink. And we have $4.91. Let me just zoom in on those a teeny bit so you can see them a little better. They're all very pale. All right, we're going to take a look at the Pebeo acrylic markers now, and we got green gray up first. Very pretty. These are kind of nice because they give you an extra nib in the side here. And this is the vermilion. I tend to use paint markers either on their own or over watercolors. Burnt sienna. This one is Nepal white, so I don't think we're going to see too much of this. Oh, it's got a little bit of a cool cast. I'll bring it up closer in a minute. Then we have raw sienna. I tell you, unwrapping all these paint markers and then getting them all primed is like a life quest there. It takes like an hour just to do that. This is beige. But they're so nice and convenient once you have them all ready. Ochre. This one is a vivid violet. Oh, look at that color. Nice and bright. Then we have red ochre. And our last is taupe. Nice cream color. Let's go ahead and get a little closer. You can see what those look like. And next up we have the Edding acrylic paint markers. This one is Elegant Midnight. Pretty. Then we have the moss green. Mellow mint. Has the same feeling as that one a little bit. Traffic red. And classy mauve. Ooh, look at that one. That is a really pretty color. Really pretty. All of these so far look like they're drying down to a pretty matte look. These are still wet a little bit, but they seem to be going matte, just like the Pebeo, just like Posca tends to do and Molotow tends to do. So next up we'll have the Liquitex. Alright, I've got all the Liquitex all lubed up. Now, 3 of them came in a different packaging. These 3 came in a different packaging than this kind. This kind's like a paper wrapper, and these are like printed on the plastic. So I don't know if one's older than the other or anything, but we'll go ahead and swatch these first. This one is the Phthalo Blue. This seems more transparent than most of the other colors that I've swatched so far. This one's Raw Sienna. Same thing with this, and these nibs seem harder than other ones. And this one's Quinacridone Crimson. Yeah, I would definitely say that these three are the most transparent so far. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Maybe those are older ones, or Yellow Oxide. And this is, yeah, see, this seems more opaque than these three. Then we have Light Violet. Parchment. Neutral Gray 7. Hooker's Green Hue Permanent. Ooh, I like that one. Lots of these light colors I tend to use for over watercolors, so Cobalt Turquoise Hue. Yeah, all of these do seem thinner than the other ones, like not quite as opaque, these Liquitex ones. Neutral Gray 5. The paint just seems a little thinner. Could just be me. I shook them up really good though. Cerulean Blue Hue. Unbleached Titanium. Prussian Blue. That one seems pretty transparent too. Burnt Sienna. It's a nice burnt sienna. Raw Umber. It always looks so much more and costs so much more in the package. Now you look at just this tiny little swatch sheet and it's like so expensive. Naples Yellow Hue. Cadmium Red Light Hue. Sorry about the phone. A medium magenta. Yeah, definitely the Liquitex are a little bit thinner than some of the other paints. Cadmium Yellow Deep Hue. Ooh, that is vibrant. And Bright Aqua Green. You can almost see that these are quite a bit more opaque up here. Even with the spaces between how I did the swatches and stuff. These have a little bit more, like they're just a little more liquidy, I feel. All right, let's go ahead and get into those big, thick Pitt Artist markers. Like I said, I love the smaller ones, so hopefully I'm going to love these. Let's get opening. I haven't even opened the box yet. Brochure. We have 1 tray, 2 tray, 3 tray. So we'll take out all of those. And let's go ahead and see what they look like. They look just like their Albertura markers, but this one has quite a fine tip on the end, and this one is very chunky. This is their ultramarine. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Then we have their purple violet. And their middle purple pink. And deep scarlet. Coral. Scarlet red. They all go down very juicy, very smooth. I didn't expect anything different though. Orange glaze. You know, you just kind of expect the certain brands to have a certain product feel about them. Dark chrome yellow. Oops. This cap doesn't seem to want to, hopefully it's fine. That one might be dry over there. But it's juicy here. I'm going to have to see. The cap was off on this one, so we'll have to, the cadmium yellow, we'll have to investigate closer. Light yellow glaze. Go to our next one. We have chromium green opaque. Permanent green olive. Doesn't remind me too olivey. May green. If you want me to compare these against the originals, we can do that in another video. Leaf green. Very vibrant. All very juicy. Dark phthalo green. Phthalo green. Light cobalt turquoise. I use these on their own and with a lot of watercolor stuff as well, and they work really well. So phthalo blue. So I thought it'd be fun to have the thicker, chunkier ones. They're expensive though. Ice blue. Everything's expensive, it seems like now. And this one had a cap issue as well. On this sky blue, it's like it doesn't want to like click. Although it's pretty juicy still over there. And a lot darker on the point part. Some other people have swatched these and they said that sometimes both ends, one tends to be a little darker. Beige red. Cinnamon. Sangria. Indian red. Green gold. Like that one. That one's really pretty. raw umber. This raw umber feels a little bit towards the green side. Dark sepia. Well, these all feel very juicy, even with those caps coming off the little ends. The bigger brush tip, all very juicy. Cold gray. Warm gray, 3. And our last up, we have black. Let's take a look, and that is every color in the chubby Pitt Artist dual marker. I'm going to go ahead and pull that tape from our watercolor swatches, and let's see what those look like. And here is the Rosa Gallery all dry. Look how pretty some of those colors are. I'm really happy about these 2, these 3. This is gorgeous, like that. So some of them are very unusual and very beautiful. Excited to play with those. Well, there we have the haul, a little bit of everything. I hope you maybe saw a color that you like, or maybe you know that you don't want to get it now. We'll be looking at these more in depth. I'm going to add Rosa to my Battle of Colors, so I was hoping to get them in before we started that up, which was perfect timing. I appreciate you sticking with me to the end, and have a great weekend, great day, great evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.